What's going on, guys? Austin 22 LR coming at you today with another 22 long rifle. This rifle right here is pretty impressive. This is the Henry H001. I'll roll some footage of me shooting it. Thing's plenty accurate for what I need it for, which is going to be more along lines of like utilitarian, like kind of running a trap line kind of deal. Something I got into. And the main reason I picked up this rifle was to pass it down to my son. He is 3 months old, and I wanted to get him a rifle and pass it down to him one day. And I wanted something that he could start with and carry throughout his whole entire life. What better than a 22 long rifle? There's nothing better to learn on than a 22, and there's nothing better to have as an adult as a 22, because you can do a lot with it, whether it's squirrel hunting, plinking, or even as I'm doing today, running a trap line. So with that being said, let's kind of go over it a little bit. It is the plain Jane H001 rifle. There's really nothing that is extravagant about it. There's no red dots, there's no scopes. I'm sure you can add them, but more than likely, neither one of those will ever see this rifle. It's just an iron sight rifle. I have it sighted in for about 25 yards, and it's pretty dead on at 25 yards. And how I did that is I actually had to loosen up this screw right here on the top, and I had to bump it over with a little mallet to kind of get my windage right. And as far as elevation, I just adjusted the little ramp in the back, and now it's dead on at 25 yards, which was pretty weird to me. I didn't think I was gonna have to sight in a lever action gun, but hey, I did, and I learned something from doing it. One thing I will say is when you're hitting it with a mallet, be very careful, because I overswung and hit the wood right there. Not really mad about it, adds character. Like I said, I'm going to pass this gun down to my son. A lot of people want to give a young man or a young woman a brand new gun, and I don't think that's the way to do it if you want to actually have some meaning behind it. So I took it out, and it's actually going to be something I use to run trap lines with and just kind of ride around in the Pioneer with me. As you can see, I did mark the stock on the back. It just has 2 little hash marks, and I'm going to continue marking the stock for every animal I take with this gun. 2 things with that: it lets my son know, hey, this is how many memories I made with this gun, and 2, it helps me when it comes to filling out the survey at the end of the year as far as how many animals I've taken off the trap line. I did add the sling studs here. They're just Uncle Mike's. They were like $21. I highly recommend that if you plan on carrying this around. For a 22 rifle, it has some heft to it. I don't know the exact poundage, but I'll throw that up on the screen. How you load this rifle, it has this twist. First of all, anytime you're getting close to the end of the gun, I always rack it open. It is an empty weapon. I cleared it out before the video, but anytime I'm gonna get towards the top, I rack it open. And then I come up here, and you're gonna twist this, and then it pulls out this little brass extension tube, okay? What that does is it opens up that little gap for you right there. I don't know if you can see it. And you just simply drop your rounds in it. One thing I will say when loading this gun, you want to keep the rounds oriented, the bullet towards the chamber, of course, or towards the muzzle. And you're gonna drop them, and they're gonna slide down slowly if you don't have it tilted. So usually when I'm loading this gun, I do the whole like leg pinch method, where I put it between my legs and I hold it like this, and then I'll drop one in while keeping the rod out. I don't like taking the rod out completely and put it on the ground. I just feel like that introduces too much dirt. At the end of the rod, it has a little plunger that has a spring within the rod, and that's what pushes your ammo and keeps tension on your ammo to go toward the bottom to where the feed ramps are. So once you get up in there, the little mechanism right there just slides the next bullet up, and then when you go forward, it chambers around for you. One thing to note about this rifle, it does not have a external safety. There's no red button, there's no clicky, there's nothing. It only has a half cock safety. So what that means is if I take this trigger and I gently pull it and I ease it to the front position, there's a little bar in there that's gonna stop it from hitting the round and igniting it. Now, if you pull the trigger fully, that little bar comes down and the hammer can fly all the way forward and not in the round. This gun has I would say about 250 rounds on it so far. When I first got it, I brought it out here and plinked with it and sighted it in. And even today, I just got out here and shot about 50 rounds with it. No issues after the first 15 rounds. It does hold roughly, I think it's 15 rounds in the magazine tube if you're using 22 longs, and of course it will be like 17, 18 rounds or even more than that if you're using the shorts. Shorts are really expensive for what you're kind of getting with them, so I just strictly run the longs out of here. So it is set up for 22 short, long, and long rifle. I run the long rifle. All right, so that's just a quick overview of the 22 Henry 22 long rifle. It is definitely worth the money.